Hello everyone. I hope all are doing well. Now I am going to teach you about stereochemical aspects of nucleophilic substitution reactions. This topic is related to SN1 and SN2 mechanism of nucleophilic substitution of haloalkane. Okay, let's start. For understanding this topic, first of all, we need to know some important terms related to stereochemistry. Terms related to stereochemistry: plane polarized light, optical activity, asymmetric carbon, enantiomers, racemization. Next is retention and inversion. Okay, these are the important terms related to stereochemistry. The first important term related to stereochemistry is plane polarized light. Okay, here you can see a representation of ordinary light. In ordinary light, vibrations are all directions. Okay, this indicate vibrations or oscillation of ordinary light. Okay, in ordinary light, vibrations are in all directions. When this ordinary light pass through a Nicol prism, you will get plane polarized light. Okay, in plane polarized light, vibrations present in a single plane. The vibrations or oscillations are confined in a single plane. See, on a plane, not in all directions. Okay, when ordinary light, the vibrations are in all directions. When this light passes through a Nicol prism cancel many vibrations and produce vibrations only in a single plane, and that light is called plane polarized light. Let's read this statement. The beam of light whose oscillations or vibrations are confined to one plane only is called plane polarized light. Okay, vibrations are confined to one plane, not in all direction. Only in one plane is called plane polarized light. Okay, I hope you got the difference between ordinary light and plane polarized light. Okay, ordinary light, vibrations are in all directions. When it passes through Nicol prism produce vibration only in a single plane, and that light is called plane polarized light. Okay, this is the first term related to stereochemistry. Now we can move to the next term, optical active substance and optical activity. The next important term related to stereochemistry is optically active substances and optical activity. Okay, listen. When a plane polarized light passes through an organic compound, okay, or any other compound, okay, then if there is any rotation of plane polarized light towards right, okay, towards right or towards left, then we can call this compound is optically active compound. Clear? Okay, if any compound rotate plane polarized light towards right or left, okay, then that compound become optically active compound. Okay, that compound is called optically active compound. If there is no rotation, when plane polarized light passes through the compound, if result is no rotation, result is like this same plane polarized light, then this compound is optically inactive. Okay, if compound is optically inactive, there will be no rotation of plane polarized light. Okay, the optical activity of a compound can be measured by using a device called polarimeter. Okay, the given compound, first of all, we need to take in polarimeter in the form of solution. Okay, first take the compound in polarimeter in the form of solution, then allow plane polarized light through the solution. If there is any rotation, then the compound is optically active. No rotation, compound is optically inactive. Okay, then if the given compound rotating plane polarized light towards right, then that compound is called destrorotatory. Then that compound is called a destrorotatory compound. Destrorotatory compound. If the given optically active compound rotate the plane polarized light towards left, okay, then that optically active compound is called a levorotatory. Levorotatory is represented by using letter L or minus, destrorotatory D or plus. Now let's read this paragraph, it becomes more clear. Those substances, those organic compounds which rotate the plane polarized light when it is passed through their solution. Those substances which rotate the plane of polarized light when it is passed through the solution of that compound are called optically active substance. Okay, simple words we can say like this: an optically active compound can rotate plane polarized light towards right or left. If there is no rotation, compound is optically inactive. The device used for checking optical activity is polarimeter. Okay, now next, destro and levorotatory, the definition. Listen. Already I said what is destro and levo. Listen the definition. Destrorotatory, those substances, those organic compounds which rotate the plane polarized light towards right. The substance rotate the plane polarized light towards right, then this substance is called destrorotatory. Those substances which rotate the plane of polarized light towards right are called destrorotatory. It is represented by using letter D or plus. Then levorotatory compounds rotate the light towards left. Levorotatory compounds are represented by using letter L or minus. Clear? So optical activity is very, very important term. Okay students, already we learned the term optical activity. The next is condition for optical activity. Okay, to become an optically active compound, that compound should follow some conditions. Okay, the first condition is asymmetric carbon. Okay, the given organic compound should contain an asymmetric carbon. Then only that compound can rotate the plane polarized light. That is, then only that compound can become an optically active substance. Listen here. Here you can see one example, lactic acid. Lactic acid is optically active. When you kept lactic acid in polarimeter, okay, then this compound can rotate plane polarized light. So lactic acid is optically active. Okay, why this compound is optically active? Because this compound contains an asymmetric carbon. Okay, so asymmetric carbon is the first condition for optical activity. Now, what is asymmetric carbon? See the carbon in lactic acid. Lactic acid is CH3, CHOH, COH. Okay, see this carbon. This carbon attached with the 4 group. One is CH3. Second is hydrogen. Third one is COOH. Third one. Fourth one is OH. Okay, this carbon is attached with 4 groups. Okay, all these 4 groups are different. All the 4 groups, atoms or groups attached with this carbon is different. So this carbon is called asymmetric carbon. Okay, like this. C, first is A, second B, C, D. All are different. Then this carbon is called asymmetric carbon. Okay, then organic compounds having asymmetric carbon will show optical activity. I will give you one more example. Butane 2-ol. See the butane 2-ol. Butane 2-ol, this is a bond line representation. Okay, and this carbon present on OH is asymmetric. Listen, butane 2-ol. See the first carbon, CH3. CH3 we can write like this, H, H, H. See, 3 hydrogen atoms are same. So this is not asymmetric carbon. Second carbon, 2 hydrogen same, not asymmetric. But see the third carbon, OH, CH3, H, then CH3, CH2, C2H5, CH3, CH2, H, see CH3, CH2 is C2H5, H, CH3OH, all are different. So butane 2-ol contain one asymmetric carbon. So butane 2-ol can act as an optically active compound. Okay, so it's very clear, to become an optically active substance, that substance should contain at least one asymmetric carbon. At least one asymmetric carbon. Okay, here all other carbon atoms are not asymmetric, but only this carbon is asymmetric. Okay, and that is enough for exhibiting optical activity. Okay, the carbon atom which is attached with 4 different groups of atoms is called asymmetric carbon. The molecule having asymmetric carbon atom is called asymmetric molecule. Okay, the molecules having any asymmetric carbon, then that molecule is called an asymmetric molecule. Presence of asymmetric carbon is important for showing optical activity in organic compound. Okay, so presence of at least one asymmetric carbon is important for exhibiting optical activity. Let's see this example. This compound is not asymmetric. Okay, carbon, H, OH, both are different, but third group is C2H5, fourth group also C2H5. So this carbon is not asymmetric because 3 and 4 are similar. H and OH are different, but 3 and 4 are same. So this carbon is not asymmetric. Okay, then what about the optical activity? This compound is optically inactive. Optically inactive. Okay, this compound is not an optically active substance. This compound cannot rotate plane polarized light. It cannot rotate plane polarized light. The next condition of optical activity is presence of non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable, impossible, not impossible, impossible mirror images. Okay, what do you mean by non-superimposable mirror images? Let's see 2 examples. Okay, and here superimposable and non-superimposable mirror images explained by using English alphabets. Okay, organic compounds I will give after this explanation. Listen. For the letter O, the mirror image is again letter O. Okay, when we place mirror in front of O on mirror, you will get same image. Okay, so this is the image of letter O. When we place this image over the letter O, you will get the same letter again. Clear? When we place this image of this letter, okay, this image of letter O is this one. When we place this image over this letter, again we will get letter O. Like these images are called superimposable mirror images. Okay. What do you mean by non-superimposable mirror images? Take the mirror image of letter K. Letter K, in mirror, it appear like this. Okay. Okay. Then place this mirror image over the letter K. So what will get like this? We'll get like this result. When we place this one, we will get like this result. Okay, when we place the image over the letter K, we are not getting the same letter. We are not getting the letter K. Okay, so these mirror images are called non-superimposable mirror images. Now come to organic compound. Okay, now we can leave the letters. Now we can come to our organic chemistry, organic compound. Then listen. Lactic acid. Already I said lactic acid is optically active due to the presence of asymmetric carbon. Asymmetric carbon, due to the presence of asymmetric carbon, the compound is optically active. All four groups are attached with the carbon is different. Okay, now let's see the mirror image of lactic acid. Okay, in mirror, lactic acid molecule will appear like this. See the second. Okay, and this structure is called mirror image of lactic acid. Mirror image of lactic acid. Okay, then place this mirror image over the first structure. When you place this mirror image over the first structure, where the position of OH, OH will come above H, H will come above OH, just like letter K. So these two images are non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, see here H left side, OH right side. But in mirror image, OH left side, H will come right side. Okay, when we place this image over this structure, we will get a non-superimposable mirror image, just like letter K. Okay, students, so let's read this point. This means that the molecule cannot be placed on top of one another and give the same molecule. Okay, when we place the molecule above the first molecule, we will not get the same molecule. Like that, images are called non-superimposable mirror images. Then listen, presence of non-superimposable mirror images are the another condition of optical activity. Okay, so two condition: the organic compound should contain an asymmetric carbon. Okay, and second condition is their mirror images should non-superimposable. These are the two important conditions to become an optically active compound. Okay, then the compound which produce non-superimposable mirror images are also called chiral molecule. Chiral molecule. Lactic acid is a chiral molecule. Why? Because lactic acid can produce non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, let's read this paragraph. An object, above case lactic acid, which is not superimposable on its mirror images, is said to be chiral. The property of being chiral is known as chirality. Okay, students, let's see one question related to optical activity. Okay, propanoic acid is optically inactive. Okay, optically inactive. See the answer. Propanoic acid, CH3, CH2, COH. CH3, this carbon is not asymmetric because this carbon is attached with the 3 similar hydrogen atom. Second carbon also not asymmetric because 2 groups are different but third and fourth are similar. Third and fourth are hydrogen. Okay, so this carbon also not asymmetric and third carbon also not asymmetric. Okay, so this molecule not contain any asymmetric carbon. Okay, so no doubt propanoic acid is optically inactive. Okay, now let's check the mirror images. Mirror images of propanoic acid. Propanoic acid, this carbon we can write here. Okay, and this carbon is sp3 hybridized, so the structure is tetrahedral structure. Okay, this carbon and this carbon is sp3 hybridized. Then H and this H, CH3COH. See the mirror images. In mirror image, compound will appear like this on mirror. Okay, then H, this H will move this side here, then this H will here. Now place this image over this structure. What will get? H will come above this H and this H will come above this hydrogen. Okay, then again after placing the mirror images over the structure, what will get? Same structure again will get. Again we will get same structure, just like a letter O. Okay, so these two images are what? Superimposable mirror images. Okay, image can be placed. The image can be placed on the top of the first structure. Then we will get same structure. So the mirror images are superimposable mirror images, and the molecule is achiral. Not superimposable mirror images, and molecule is achiral, not chiral. Okay, so it's very clear. Propanoic acid not contain any asymmetric carbon, and second thing, their mirror images are superimposable mirror images. So both conditions are against optical activity, so this compound is optically inactive. Okay students, I hope you understood clearly the conditions required for optical activity. What are the conditions? The given organic compound should contain an asymmetric carbon, at least one asymmetric carbon. And second condition, their mirror images should non-superimposable mirror images, just like mirror images of letter K. Just remember that point. Okay, the next important term related to stereochemistry is enantiomers. Okay, what are enantiomers? The two non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomers. Okay, let's see the enantiomers of lactic acid. Already we know how to draw non-superimposable mirror images of lactic acid. Listen, CH3, what is lactic acid? CH3, CHOH, COOH is lactic acid. This carbon is sp3 hybridized carbon. So tetrahedral structure. OH, CH3, COH. Okay, in mirror images, in mirror, the compound will appear like this. This OH will come left side, H will come right side. Okay, and both are non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, these two non-superimposable mirror images, first one and two, together called enantiomers. These two non-superimposable mirror images are called enantiomer. Okay, then first enantiomer rotate the plane polarized light towards right. So the first structure is dextro-rotatory. And second compound, OH left, H right, this lactic acid rotate plane polarized light towards left, LIBO. Okay, so lactic acid in this form rotate plane polarized light towards right. Okay, and in second form rotate towards left. Okay, then they have these two forms. Okay, these two forms have same physical and chemical property. Their physical and chemical properties are similar because both are lactic acid. So physical and chemical properties are similar, but only difference in the optical rotation. This form of lactic acid rotate the plane polarized light towards right. This will towards left. Okay, both are optically active, so they can rotate, but this form rotate only towards right. This form rotate towards left. Racemic mixture. Equimolar mixture of two enantiomers are called racemic mixture. Listen here. In a mixture of lactic acid, 50% this structure is present. The 50% lactic acid is dextrolactic acid. Remaining 50% is levorotatory lactic acid. Okay, so in a given lactic acid, 50% of lactic acid is in this form, 50% is in levo form. Like this mixture are called racemic mixture, equal amount 50-50. Okay, equimolar mixture of two enantiomers are called racemic mixture. So 50% lactic acid, 50% dextrolactic acid, 50% levolactic acid together called racemic mixture. Clear? Okay. Okay, students. In racemic mixture, rotation due to one isomer, rotation due to dextroisomer, will be cancelled by rotation due to other isomer. Other isomer means levoisomer. So the total optical activity is 0. Listen here. Both are enantiomers. Okay, when it become racemic mixture, if dextro is 50% and levo form is 50%, both are equimolar. The concentration is same. Both are in same percentage. And like this mixture is called a racemic mixture. Then, in the case of racemic mixture, 50% is dextro. So 50% of lactic acid rotate the plane polarized light towards right. Remaining 50% of lactic acid rotate towards left. Okay, so in a given lactic acid, 50% dextro, 50% levo, what is the net rotation? 50% rotating towards right, 50% left. So both will be cancelled. Okay, so when you pass plane polarized light, 50% of lactic acid will try to rotate plane polarized light towards right, but remaining 50% will try to rotate towards left. So both will cancel each other and the net optical activity become 0. The result again you will get plane polarized light. Okay, starting plane polarized light, Result also plain polarized light. There is no rotation. Lactic acid is optically active, but due to the same composition of destro and levo, net rotation becomes 0. Okay, so this condition also lead to optical inactivity. If both non-superimposable mirror images are an equal amount or racemic mixture, then the compound act as a optically inactive compound. Okay. Okay, students, in racemic mixture, rotation due to one isomer will be cancelled by rotation due to other isomer. So the total optical activity is 0. Okay, racemic mixture is always optically inactive. For example, butanediol is optically active. Okay, then butanediol destro form is 50%, levo form also 50%. So the net optical activity of the compound, net optical activity of butanediol is 0. So this compound racemic mixture we can represent like this, plus or minus. Indicate racemic mixture optical activity is 0. Racemization. The next point related to stereochemistry is racemization. The process of conversion of enantiomer, process of conversion of two non-superimposable mirror images into racemic mixture is known as racemization. Okay, racemization lead to optical inactivity. The total optical activity is become equal to 0 in the case of racemization. Okay, the next important term related to stereochemistry is retention. Okay, and this term we can easily understand from this reaction. Okay, here the first compound is optically active halide. Okay, the reactant is optically active halide because this halide contains an asymmetric carbon. Asymmetric carbon. Why this carbon is asymmetric carbon? Because this carbon is attached with 4 different groups. Okay, so the compound is optically active. Asymmetric carbon is also called a stereocenter. Another name of asymmetric carbon is stereocenter. When OH minus added to this compound, this OH minus nucleophile replace Br minus nucleophile. Okay, OH minus nucleophile replace Br minus, form alcohol. Then Br minus nucleophile leave from the reactant. Okay, one nucleophile replace another nucleophile. This reaction is called nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, about this reaction already you learned in previous video. Okay, and here our topic is retention. This reaction proceeds through retention. Now I will tell you what is retention. Listen here. See the reactant. In this reactant, CH3, H and C2H5 present on the left side of carbon. Okay, their arrangements are on the left side. Then Br right side. Okay, see the product. In product, H again left side, H left side, CH3 same position, C2H5 same position. Instead of Br, in product OH take that position. Okay, but the position again same, only the group is changing. Okay, so CH3, H, C2H5, their arrangement is not changing in the product. The relative arrangement of atom or group of atoms around the carbon remains same during the reaction. Okay, and this is called retention of configuration, retention of arrangement. Okay, let's read this paragraph, then it become more clear. If in an optically active molecule, okay, here the reactant is optically active molecule, the relative arrangement of atoms, hydrogen, groups C2H5CH3 around a stereocenter. Stereocenter is also here. Stereocenter is called asymmetric or also called asymmetric carbon remains same before and after the reaction. The reaction is said to proceed with the retention of configuration. Okay, listen. The relative arrangement of atoms or groups around the carbon remains same before and after the reaction. The arrangement is remain same. Clear? Okay, like this reactions are called retention reaction. The next term related to stereochemistry is inversion. Let's see this reaction. OH minus when added to this compound, OH minus when added to this compound undergo nucleophilic substitution and form the final product alcohol. Okay, OH minus replace Br. Br minus is the byproduct. Okay, and see the arrangement of atoms around the carbon. Here CH3 left side, H, C6, H13, all these groups are left side. Atom and these groups are left side. But see in the product. In product CH3, H, C6, H13 completely changed into right side. Okay. Actually here OH minus is attacking from the back side and undergoing nucleophilic substitution. That is why the position of group is changing into right side. So in this reaction, arrangement of atoms or groups around the carbon is differ in reactant and product. Okay, now read this statement, then it become clear. If the relative arrangement of atoms or groups around asymmetric carbon in the product, see, arrangement of atoms or groups around asymmetric carbon, the arrangement is opposite, is just opposite that in the reactant. See the arrangement of same atoms and groups just opposite of this. Okay, then we can say this reaction proceed through inversion of configuration. Okay, the reaction is said to proceed with the inversion of configuration. Clear, students? So retention and inversions are just opposite concept. In retention, the relative arrangement of atoms or groups around the carbon in reactant and product remains same. But inversion, during the reaction, the arrangement of groups or atoms around the asymmetric carbon in reactant and product is opposite. Clear? Okay, already we learned various terms related to stereochemistry: plane polarized light, optical activity, racemic mixture, racemization, retention, inversion, etc. Okay, then by using this stereochemical term, now we can explain SN1 and SN2 mechanism. Okay, now let us discuss SN1 and SN2 mechanism taking examples of optically active alkyl halides based on stereochemistry. Okay, so by using stereochemical terms, we can explain SN1 and SN2 mechanism of alkyl halides, optically active alkyl halides. Okay, let's start. First is SN2 mechanism. SN2 reactions of optically active halides proceeds with the inversion of configuration. See this example. Okay, CH3, here carbon, HC6H13Br. Name of the compound is 2-bromo-octane. Okay, and 2-bromo-octane is optically active because it contains an asymmetric carbon. All 4 groups attached with the carbon is different, so this compound is optically active. Then here negative is given, minus indicate levorotatory, compound. This compound rotates plane polarized light towards left, levorotatory. Okay, yes, so it is optically active. Okay, then when OH minus added to this compound, OH minus indicate KOH, K plus or NaOH. Okay, here nucleophile is more important. Okay, listen, if mechanism is SN2 mechanism, if mechanism is SN2, OH minus attack this alkyl halide from backside. Okay, and here carbon is del positive, Br is negative. Okay, already you learned in SN2 mechanism, nucleophile always attack from the backside. Why not from front side? If attack from front side, negative and negative will repel. To avoid this repulsion, nucleophile always attack from the backside. Okay, then one more thing, here nucleophile is negative and here carbon is positive. So nucleophile can easily attract the positive carbon. Okay, clear? Then after that, after OH minus attack from backside, this compound form an intermediate transition state, and that transition state remove Br minus in the last step. Okay, then OH minus attacked from the backside, that OH minus and carbon make a new bond. Carbon and OH make a bond. Then during this time of attack, the position of H completely will change into opposite side. CH3 also will change to opposite. C6H13 change into opposite side. Okay, so all the atoms or groups arrangement changed into opposite side in the product. Okay, so this reaction proceeds with what? Retention or inversion? Inversion. Already I explained the term inversion. During inversion, the relative arrangement of atoms or groups around the stereocenter or asymmetric carbon in the reactant and product is completely opposite. Okay, so what we can say? SN2 reaction of optically active halide. Optically active halide proceed with the inversion of configuration. If mechanism is SN2, reaction always proceed with the inversion of configuration. Okay, one more thing. Here reactant and product both are optically active. Product is octant 2-ol, second position OH, then plus. Plus indicate the product is destrorotatory. This compound rotates plane polarized light towards right side. Okay, so it is destrorotatory. Okay, octant 2-ol. Okay, so the compound product also optically active. Clear? Okay, now we can move to SN1 mechanism. In case of optically active halides, SN1 reactions accompanied by racemization. Okay, racemization means conversion of enantiomers into racemic mixture. Okay, SN1 reactions always accompanied by racemization. For example, reactions of 2-bromobutane with NaOH forms optically inactive racemic mixture. Okay, that is plus or minus butane 2-ol. The product name is butane 2-ol. Okay, and this product is racemic mixture plus or minus. Okay, and one more thing, this compound is the product butane 2-ol is optically inactive. Okay, students, now let's see the SN1 mechanism and how this reaction accompanied by racemization. Okay, in this reaction, the starting material is 2-bromobutane. Okay, 2-bromobutane is optically active because it contains an asymmetric carbon. Okay, this carbon is asymmetric. The hybridization of asymmetric carbon is sp3. So the structure of this compound is tetrahedral. Okay, here you can see the three-dimensional structure of 2-bromobutane. We know SN1 mechanism involve mainly two steps, step 1 and step 2. Step 1 involve formation of carbocation from given alkyl halide. During this reaction, electron present between carbon and Br will shift to Br. Okay, these two electrons will shift to Br and undergo a bond cleavage and form a carbocation and nucleophile Br minus. Okay, this carbocation is planar structure because the hybridization of carbon in carbocation is sp2 hybridized. In step 2, this carbocation react with OH minus nucleophile from NaOH, Na plus OH minus, form final product butan-2-ol. Okay, let's see here. The intermediate carbocation formed in step 1 will react with OH minus ion from NaOH, form final product butan-2-ol. Okay, here two products will form. Negative butan-2-ol means levorotatory butan-2-ol and destrorotatory butan-2-ol. Okay, because OH minus can attack on this carbon from front side as well as from back side. If OH minus attack from front side, carbocation will form minus butan-2-ol. See, OH on front side form levorotatory butan-2-ol. If nucleophile OH minus attacking to carbocation from back side form destrorotatory butan-2-ol. Okay, let's see the first possibility, OH minus from front side. Already I said it form levorotatory butan-2-ol. Okay, this reaction proceed through retention. Okay, the starting alkyl halide optically active 2-bromobutane form stable carbocation. Okay, stable carbocation. In step 2, OH minus is attacking from front side. OH minus attacking from front side and forming levorotatory butan-2-ol. So this complete reaction from 2-bromobutane, then intermediate to butan-2-ol proceed through retention. Okay, 2-bromobutane to reactant is 2-bromobutane to levorotatory butan-2-ol reaction proceed through retention. Why it proceed through retention? Let's check the arrangement of atoms or group around asymmetric carbon in reactant as well as in product. Okay, in product CH3H C2H5 left side. Clear? Okay, let's see in reactant the arrangement of atoms or groups around asymmetric carbon. In reactant 2-bromobutane CH3HC2H5 left side. Okay, so in reactant as well as in product, groups or atoms around the asymmetric carbon are present on the left side. Okay, similar side. There is no change in the relative arrangement of atom or group around asymmetric carbon. Okay, see this arrangement. Okay, this one, see this one, both are same. Only difference is OH comes in the position of Br, but the relative arrangement is same. So the reaction proceeds through retention. Okay, if OH minus nucleophile attack from the back side of carbocation, it form destrorotatory butanediol. The product is destrorotatory butanediol. Okay, then this reaction proceed through inversion. Listen, see this reaction. 2-bromobutane first step form carbocation. When OH minus attack from the backside, form backside. Okay, actually the same carbocation is given here. Okay, so OH minus attack from the backside, form destrorotatory butanediol through inversion. Then why it proceed through inversion? Let's check the arrangement of atoms around asymmetric carbon. See here, CH3, H, C2H5 right side. Okay, check the reactant. Not the intermediate, check the reactant. 2-bromobutane. CH3, H, C2H5 left side. So reactant and in product, the relative arrangement of atoms are opposite. Both are different. Here all groups are right side, but the same groups in reactant left side. Okay, so we can say there is an inversion of configuration. When this reactant changes into this product, there is an inversion of configuration. So reaction proceed through inversion. Clear? And form destrorotatory butanediol. Okay, so here we will get two products, destro and levo. And what about the percentage of product? Percentage is 50% here. Here also product is 50%. Equimolar mixture. So both enantiomers are equimolar. Okay, why these two products forming in equal rate? Because the possibility of attack of OH minus from front side as well as from back side are equal, because molecule is planar. So OH minus equally added to C plus from front side as well as from back side. Okay, so the product also formed in the same rate. Okay, so levobutanediol is 50%, destrobutanediol is 50%. And this equimolar mixture of both are not superimposable mirror images, or also called enantiomers. Equimolar mixture of destro and levo form. Equimolar mixture of destro and levo form together called racemic mixture. Okay, what about the optical activity of this racemic mixture? Optical activity is equal to 0, because rotation due to 50% destrorotatory butanediol is cancelled by rotation from 50% levobutanediol. So the net optical activity of product mixture is equal to 0. Okay, so this complete reactions leads to racemization. In case of optically active halide, SN1 reactions always accompanied by racemization. Okay, I hope you understood different terms of stereochemistry and how these terms connected with the SN1, SN2 mechanism of optically active alkyl halide. Okay, so please watch all the videos related to this chapter. Okay, good luck, study well, thank you.